Nice.
What kind of show are we running? Welcome to First Down Sports, everybody. I'm your host, Ray Dunn. We are live from Fox and the Hound. And thanks to our good friend Mother Nature, she's helped with the crowd in here tonight. Sitting down at the end of the table is my brother Chris.
Yo. Oh, I took Andy's.
Yo.
How's it going, eh?
I'll try. Also to my left here is our producer, co-host, Andy Jardine.
How's it going, eh? Yo, is it good?
I was going to throw in author as well.
Yeah, author, mediator, arbitrator.
Now on sound and audio tonight, sound and audio with a much bigger board is the one and only Nick Dunn.
Hey, guys.
How's it going, Nick?
How's it going, eh?
Wow, that sounded
All right, that was great. All right, listen, we're here live, Fox and the Hound. I've already talked to you about Mother Nature. We have a big storm in Moncton. There were supposed to be a lot more people here, but apparently Mother Nature kept people home tonight. So on Facebook Live, that's where you're going to have to catch us tonight because we are live again on Facebook. Before we get going, let's talk about our sponsors real quick. Again, if it's Wednesday, Tuesday, this Sunday here at the Fox for Super Bowl, you need yourself a beer. Make sure you get yourself a Moose Head, Moose Light. This stuff is scary good.
How's it going, eh? Yeah.
If you're looking for a pen, hat, shirts, jackets.
All right, I'm back yet.
You know the drill. Go see our buddies at the Doyle's Corporate Image.
Doyle
Rose.
Rule.
And lastly, if your kitchen sucks, and you know most likely it does out there, go get yourself some Done Right sauce.
Quit your bitching.
Yeah, fix that kitchen.
There you go.
Quit your bitching. I did it wrong, right?
Yeah,
Quit
Andy,
your bitching.
that was the worst.
Fix that kitchen.
There you go.
Well, you threw me off. You ran into your old ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Eh.
Well, I just assumed you'd pick up and go with it. Run with it.
He just assumed I'd interrupt him because that doesn't make him mad.
All right,
Not
here we
at
go.
all.
Yeah.
Before we get into our Super Bowl debate, tonight's our Super Bowl debate show, and this is why we're live at the Fox. We did this here last year, and it was a big show. We got lots of views on Facebook, as well as we got lots of great feedback from here at the bar, so we came back. We have our Eagles fan in the crowd, Jason Kennie, and we also have a new Patriots fan. We'll talk about that in a few seconds because Todd LeBlanc, our Patriots fan that was supposed to be here,
Tad LeBlanc.
he chickened out.
Tad.
Tad
He's from
Tad chickened out.
He's from Boston. He's Tad.
He's never driven in the snow before.
Before we get into the Super Bowl debate, though, I got 3 topics I want to talk about here tonight. Let's get into these topics real quick, and then we'll get into that show. First of all, we had a little bit of a debacle in Buffalo this week. For those of you that are here and don't realize this, we've got 3 Buffalo Bills fans up here. And
there's 2 up here, and there's 1 off camera.
Yeah, 1 off camera.
Yeah.
The best
Just
looking
making
one.
sure everybody understands what's going on here.
But let's talk about this debacle in Buffalo. So about on Friday last week, there was a rumor that started surfacing that a player on the Buffalo Bills, an injury had taken place or something had taken place and their career was over. That player turned out to be Eric Wood. Apparently, at the end of the season, after his game in Jacksonville, they have an end-of-the-year physical. There's a disc in his neck that is lodged that is bringing his career to an end. Now, they postponed the announcement because he had a son on Sunday night. He had a brand new baby boy. So on Monday, Woods had his family and all his friends and former players all arrived in Buffalo for his playoff announcement, or for his retirement announcement.
Playoff?
Sorry.
Talking playoffs?
They did make it.
He comes out for his retirement speech. The speech ends up going for 1 minute and 38 seconds, and it was a statement more than anything. And you could see he was very frustrated making this statement. And with no questions, he leaves the stage and leaves the room altogether, leaving the reporters in disarray. They didn't know what was going on. Since then, rumors coming out of Buffalo is that just prior to them coming up, he's currently in a 2-year contract, so he's under contract till the end of 2019. He has a roster bonus of $2.5 million he's due in March. And apparently, the Bills have told them that they're not going to pay him the $2.5 million. What are your thoughts on this? Did you have a chance to watch the video?
I told you, I watched just a little bit of it. I had a different theory about it. I thought it was more about a cap consequences, but it sounds like there's more to it. But I think we're reading more, like too much into it. I think the Bills will come good with it. I think it could have been a reaction thing of like maybe this is what they're trying to leverage is not pay the guy. I think they've changed the culture there. I still believe it. I'm not reading too much into it yet. I'll see how this plays out.
Andy?
Yeah, no, this is new to me. The fact that he's angry and that he walked out. No, I just heard that he hurt himself. It's not a positive thing, but you know the positive spin is thank goodness they found this, right? Because if they didn't find this in his physical and he went out and played, then he could have hurt himself really bad next year. So I hope they make. I mean, he was one of your best linemen, right, for years and years and years. One of the few linemen that get signed to a second contract, right?
Well,
so,
in his minute and a half speech, just so you know, he said, just to be clear, I'm not retiring. I've been told I can never play the sport again, but I'm not retiring. I will address that question down the road. Yeah. So he's waiting for March 9th to come and go, so he gets his $2 million roster bonus, then retire. Yeah. So keep an eye on this story. It's not gone away. This was a terrible way for a guy to have to call his career to an end, especially with an injury like this. I think the Bills are going to have to address this for sure.
Ray, real quick, I want to ask you something because it's all I could think of. Have you ever made a minute and a half speech?
No. Okay. No, I couldn't do it.
I just wondered if you could.
Andy, I couldn't even say 10 words in a minute and a half.
Adam has a good thing. Like he's only on injury reserve retirement list. That way the Bills can save cap room, the cap hit. Yeah. Because he's owed guaranteed money.
Yeah. Right. Who said that?
Adam Hotshot Lund.
Okay, all right. Good job, Adam. He's Thanks, a new listener on First Down Sports.
He's moving to this wonderful place soon.
Topic number 2.
Good point. Good point.
Topic number 2. So our good friend, your good friend, Christian, Tom Brady has a new documentary on Facebook. It's called Tom versus Time. Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen this, you got to go watch it.
It's actually really good.
It's Tom versus my ears is what it is.
It's good. It's good.
Last year's debate loser, Mike Fougier, who's probably on Facebook watching.
He is.
Mike Fougier asked me if I would go and watch this show. So I did. I went and watched it. Now, apparently this week, WEEI out of Boston, which is the talk show, Patriots talk show out of Boston, a 25-year-old radio host, Alex Reimer, referred to Tom Brady's 5-year-old daughter as a little pissant. Yeah. Is exactly how he said it.
Yeah.
Tom Brady calls in for his weekly talk show.
Oh, Patriots here.
Oh, here we go. More Patriots fans rolling in.
Oh, Philly here. There we go.
Got an Eagles hat. Yeah.
Right. So, anyways, Tom Brady calls into his weekly talk show and calls out the station for the fact that they spoke like this about his daughter. And he says, you know what? I need to reevaluate my relationship with this station at some point down the road. Now, in the meantime, WEEI has suspended this Alex Reimer. Yeah. What do you guys think of this story?
I hear today that Brady had some time to get his emotions in check and wipe his eyes a little bit. And he mentioned today in interviews, that he hopes the guy doesn't get fired and everybody makes mistakes and they say things they don't mean and so on. So I think he's eased up a little bit. I think he probably found out about it right before he called into the show. Yeah, and was a little heated and just decided to let the guys know. And that guy wasn't even on when he called in. They had already suspended him for it. Yeah, and just said, I come on here, I respect you guys, and like goodbye. Maybe I'll talk to you.
And look, it's a Boston radio show. Like these guys are hard on any sport. Like any sport, they're hard on you.
Except they're
extra hard. And no, but even still,
gosh, have you ever heard their local announcer? I can't think of his name. The guy that does TV, Zolak.
That's it.
That is, wow.
I know,
guys.
but
over the
if you
top.
if you hear any, like I watched a few of the stars like from the Celtics where they say they keep it real. If you go into a bar and you try to be bigger than what you are, they keep you grounded. Of like, you're not that big. You're not that big.
You're not that big.
You're not that big.
That's really good, guys.
Yeah,
That was a good accent.
That was kind of like Australian and whatever mixed in.
I'm not sure what it was, but it wasn't from North America.
But I think that's more what it is. He saw like the kid acting like a little bratty.
Yeah.
Just said an off-color comment. It got blown up a little bit.
It sounds like he's over it today.
Yeah, it's all done.
The funniest thing in this whole story for me is the fact that we're 2018, and we're using the term pissant. I mean, that's the biggest surprise to me in this whole story.
I think it's a good
that's
word.
That's a horrendous word.
I think we need to bring it back.
And I'm not surprised. I'm not
good.
surprised that it came from New England, just to be honest. All right. All right, let's move on. Last topic before we start our Super Bowl debate, and this is the 2018 Senior Bowl. This was a great opportunity for a lot of rookies to make that their last game, to have a shot of moving up the ladder before the draft, the camps open up. Now, I want to focus mainly on quarterbacks myself. I don't know if there's a position outside of quarterbacks that caught your eyes.
Yeah.
There was some good players, but the quarterbacks is the big talk of this offseason. And, Andy, the question I want to throw out to you is Josh Allen from Wyoming. This kid has got a huge arm. Mm-hmm. He's come out and said, I want to play for Cleveland.
Nice.
There's been concerns about his footwork and his accuracy.
Yeah.
At the end of the first half, he didn't look great, but coming out in the second half, he goes 9 for 13, 158 yards for 2 touchdowns. He looked really sharp. What are your thoughts on Josh Allen?
He did look really good. I want to like him, but I'm scared to death of a quarterback. I don't care if he was Division I, Division II, SEC. I don't care what conference he played in. Any quarterback that finishes their college career sub 60% completion scares me.
Yeah.
We already have Josh Allen on our roster. His name's Deshaun Kaiser. They're the same size. They got the same arm. Like there are some subtle differences there, but
Agreed.
He looked really good, but I mean, I actually took the time to watch, pathetically as it is. I watched some of the practices, the live practices.
Yeah.
This guy's wild. Like he's all over the place. So I'm not too excited about him. Hey, I think he's got the highest upside of all of them. He's a monster, but who knows?
Okay.
Fuge chimed in. Super Bowl week, and you're talking about next year's draft. What the bleep?
Bills and Browns fans up here, Fugier. Calm down. All right.
We're gonna get to the main
Patriots
show.
We're
gonna get to
We're
it.
going to talk 45 minutes on the Patriots.
Yeah.
Maybe this is why you lost last year.
Give us a break.
This is why you
Chris,
lost.
any comments down you? Was there any player that you thought?
You know what? I reserved some comments on the QBs. Like, it's going to go up and down. Right now, he's the top. But as you get closer
he's the top that was in the Senior Bowl. The only reason they were talking about him is the combine hasn't started yet.
But this always happens. Like, Bridgewater, he was like the next thing, like the big thing coming out, and then he dropped down to the 5th best quarterback. Give it time, and Allen's going to be probably most likely going to be shifted all the way down too. So wait for the combine.
San Diego State running back Rashad Penny jumped off the screen.
Absolutely.
That guy, one cut, goes between the tackles.
Yeah, he looked scary.
Really fluid, looked really good. He had a punt return too. And,
he looked like Shady McCoy, actually.
He did. He looked a lot like Shady McCoy. Yeah. So he, as a non-quarterback, he impressed me.
Yeah.
Mike White surprised me.
The mayor.
Mike White played unbelievable. Western Kentucky. He's a big-looking quarterback. 8 for 11, 125 yards.
He said touchdown.
8'11".
No, he went 8 for 11.
He can dunk.
No.
And the other quarterback that surprised me too was that Kyle Laletta.
Yeah, the guy that
out
finished
of
the game
Richmond. 198 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was playing.
Now they're probably 2nd or 3rd round quarterbacks, but still they've definitely moved themselves up the board a little bit.
6th round or undrafted quarterbacks.
But you say
Senior
that.
Bowl, we don't have the top competition.
But listen, like we say that, but Mahomes went up to the 1st round. Watkins too, like when they said, oh yeah, they think he's going to be a 2nd or 3rd. As we get closer, these guys are going to all start moving up, and there's going to be shifting around.
There's going to be
lots of time.
There's going to be at least 5 quarterbacks in the 1st round, but only Allen and Baker Mayfield in this game.
Honestly,
maybe
on the record, Allen doesn't go 1st round.
No.
Okay. Do you want to I really love betting with you.
What did you say? Allen's not going to go 1st
I
round?
feel he's not going to go
I've
1st
won
round at the end.
a lot of beer from you.
I know you.
I'm in on this one.
You gave the points right there. His
and I don't like his footwork. I think he's got some raw talent.
Here's the bet.
He's like an easy.
Here's the bet. Here's the bet. If he doesn't go in the first round, I owe you a case of beer. If he goes in the top 10, you owe me one.
In the top 10.
Yeah, he's going to go top 10 in the draft.
I know it's tough.
Yeah, he won't get past the Broncos.
Can we wait till after the combine?
No,
Let's
you
see
always
like
have
this?
stipulations. You make the bet right now, or you don't.
You brought up the bet. All right, let's do it.
There you go. All right, so listen, that's our 3 topics of the night. There's so much more going on with Super Bowl week. We're going to get into some Super Bowl talk now. We have got 2 big guests coming up here tonight. Again, one of these guests is not Todd LeBlanc because he chickened out due to the weather or whatever the case may be. He chickened out. So we have, first of all, from the New England Patriots fan base, coming up to take over for Todd LeBlanc and hopefully do a much better job than Mike Fougier last year, and that's Christian Johnson. Come on up, Christian. Welcome to First Down Sports.
Good job. Good having you.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm glad that I could help Todd out. He's moving.
Is he moving?
Yeah. He's been moving for like a month.
Moving in a blizzard.
He's moving tomorrow morning, and he said he was stuck at home, and I was like, you know what, this is a great opportunity to get out and do something fun in a snowstorm,
Right.
so why not?
Well, just so you know, whenever I'm scared in life, I use the excuse I'm moving too. Just saying.
Yeah, it's a versatile excuse. You could be moving yourself. You could be helping somebody move.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
It's a great
Anyway.
excuse. Great excuse. Now, let's bring up our Eagles fan, okay? This is a legend Eagles fan. I've known this guy for a long time. He's always had the green and dark white, whatever you want to
Dark
color,
white. Dark white.
right?
Yeah.
This guy is a diehard Eagles fan, and he fully believes they're going to knock off the Patriots this weekend. And right now, I kind of agree with him, but the one and only Jason Kenny's coming up.
Keep it clean, fellas.
Welcome
Keep
to
it
the
clean.
show. Welcome to the show. Get that mic tested, Kenny. Make sure it's working.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. Okay, so listen, this is how it's going to work. We got 3 rounds tonight, everybody. 3 rounds. We're going to have points. So, Andy, you're going to have to keep score down at the table there.
I'm
All
on
right?
it.
And just to kind of give you guys an example of what to expect here tonight. In the first round, you're going to be answering questions about your team. Second round, you're going to be answering questions about your opponent's team. And then in the third round, we're going to get into the actual debate. Okay? So just to give you guys an example, let's have some warm-up questions. You guys want to have a couple warm-up questions? You guys want to have a warm-up question, right?
At
Why
least
not?
one.
Andy, why don't you lead with the warm-ups?
Again, guys, this is softball, all right? It's just going to show you guys how we're going to interact, all right? So, Jason, Kenny, this is for you. The city of Philadelphia is known for a lot of things. Food is one of them. True or false? They are best known for their Philly cheese burger.
I'll have to say it's false. Thanks for the lob.
That is correct.
That's
is
correct.
false.
What's the actual answer then? If it's
Philly cheesesteak.
Good job.
Cheesesteak.
Good job.
All right. All right. Next, Ray.
Okay, so
Ray.
I came up with this question here. This is my softball question to the Patriots, okay? So, Christian, here's my question to you. In 2002, in Week 9 of the NFL season, in the third quarter at 3:15 of the game, Tom Brady threw a 6-yard pass to a receiver for a first down. Who was the receiver?
In all honesty, it was probably David Patton or somebody fairly inconsequential. But I actually only started watching at the end of that year, so I'm not positive.
Okay, all right. Well,
If he gets that right, I'm leaving.
you can see right off the bat.
Right.
This is the Eagles debate here. This is the Eagles debate.
So just so we're clear here, you did officially get that right because that question has no actual
answer.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm gonna...
Totally made up that scenario.
Totally made it up.
Yeah. So all right, well done.
All right, so let's get started for real. This is round 1 of the trivia questions. Now, just so you guys know in the crowd how this works, fan participation works. Shout your answers out. If you're on Facebook, shout the answers down. Chris will say them out loud here. Question number 1 is coming up.
After these guys answer first.
Yeah.
After they answer first, yeah.
All right. Andy, why don't you take question number 1 here?
This is for you, Jason Kenny. I kind of feel like this is a little bit of a lob too. but not quite.
And I feel like you can call me just by my first name.
Jason.
I appreciate that.
Mr.
Jason.
Kenny.
I'm so used
More
to hearing.
personal.
Have you ever heard Ray say your name on the show?
Kenny.
It's
He
never
always
calls me
Jason
Jason.
Kenny.
Jason.
It's both. Yeah, it's both. Yeah. Who set the Eagles' all-time single-game passing record with 447 yards in a game?
Was it Nick Foles?
No.
Is that,
no.
is that your locked in? Wait, is that your
No.
locked
well,
in?
If Andy said no, it's not my locked in answer.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were doing the law. I didn't know
Well,
we
we
want
want to give everyone else, if anyone else wants to.
Anybody else out
The
there?
only thing I can think of is McNabb, but
Oh, that's a good guess too.
And-
no, there is somebody else you can think of.
Can I answer?
did Carson once do that?
Yeah, that'd be good if you.
How many answers do I get to give?
Wait,
before-
wait,
No, you're
Wait,
done. You're
no.
already done.
You're done on one. Go.
You're already done.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark, but I would feel like it'd be Randall Cunningham.
Oh my
That is
God!
correct.
The New England man gets it
That
over the
is
Philly
correct.
man.
Randall
I'm a football fan in general, guys. Football in general. So
For the
I
record,
know
All right.
You're gonna owe me a lot for this.
All right, don't worry about it, Kenny. We got him. We got him here.
for the
All right.
record, Jason, I would have gotten that too. But,
All right.
all right.
All right, Christian. Here we go. Here's your first
Hindsight,
question of the
right?
night. Listen to this one, guys. What New England's player was drafted by the Montreal Expos in 1995 as a catcher, but never played a game?
that's actually a super easy question. That's TB12.
Oh,
All
my God.
right, there you go. He's on
Nice
fire.
I'm not liking the looks of this.
Yeah. I got another softball.
You be sitting where I am.
All right, Jason, you got this one. All right. Okay.
That's 2 touchdowns.
Appreciate the confidence.
2
Which
touchdowns for
former Eagles star quarterback is nicknamed the Polish Rifle?
Are you kidding me with this stuff? Is it Jaws?
It's
Yeah,
Josh.
All right, you got it.
Good job, Kenny. All right. So we're 1.5 to 1, Andy, right? 1.5 to 1?
Something like that. Yeah.
All right, here's a good one. Christian, who is the former Patriots assistant coach who was responsible for tipping off the league about Spygate?
I only know. I think his first name is Matt. I can't remember the last name. Matt something. He was an assistant that they caught, and he basically spilled his guts for. And Mangini committed it after. But Matt something. I can't remember his last name.
Andy?
Okay,
Andy?
Yeah,
Andy?
we're gonna give him this because it was Mangini.
It was
Mangi-
Eric Mangini.
It was,
Yeah.
that information was delivered by Mangini, whether it was another assistant that was with the Jets at the time. Mangini is the correct answer.
All right,
All right.
Mangini.
This is crazy.
All right, Kenny, you're up now.
Jets, Benzine. Fugier got it. Mark Legier got it. Adam Hotshot got it.
I feel like you kind of screwed up my.
The pages?
It's turn over page 1.
Yeah,
Turn
right,
over.
yeah,
There we go. There we
There
go.
you go.
All right, Jason. We're gonna end this Kenny thing. In 1999, that's the year the Browns returned. By the way, that's not going to help you. But
But I appreciate the info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the year I graduated high school. Does that help too? No.
It makes me feel old, that's all.
With the second pick overall in the draft that year, the Eagles selected this player from Syracuse.
Well, that's an easy one. That was Donovan McNabb.
That's
All
right.
right. That should have been a
Everybody
softball.
wanted Ricky Williams, but we made the right pick.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Same kind of pick or same kind of question. It's around draft picks, Christian. In the year 2000, the New England Patriots selected this player with the 187th pick in the 6th round of the NFL draft. Who is this player?
I know Tom was picked 199.
Ooh, very good. That's almost
Nice.
half a point.
No.
No.
Hey, whoa.
Very good.
If you get this one, I will be incredibly impressed.
I feel like it was a tight end, but I'm not sure.
It was Antoine Harris from Virginia State. That's who went just before Tom Brady. The whole trick in that question was the 6th round. Sorry.
Oh, no, I know Tom's 199. I mean, you can't forget that.
All right. So what's the final tally after round 1 here?
2-2.
2-2?
They tied. Unless you want to give the half point for him being able to answer the first or the question for Jason.
You know what? I
That's
would
that's a tiebreaker.
I would
Yeah.
normally give it to you, but you're wearing the Patriots, and because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
my,
I expected this.
and not because of you, but because of Mike Fougier, I can't give it to you. It's all tied after 1.
Don't take it
all tied
personally.
after 1.
I'm not going to take it personally. I was kind of warned about that ahead of time.
All right, round 1 is taken care of. Let's go to round 2. So in round 2, We have multiple choice questions about your team's opponent. All right? Christian, we're going to start with you this time.
Okay.
All right? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, we're starting with Christian. Andy's going to read it. Andy?
Christian. Now, these are kind of tough, actually.
Yeah, because the other ones are so easy.
Which of the... Well, again, I mean, if you're going to debate on behalf of your team, you need to know a little something about the other team, which you've already proven you do. So let's see what's going on here. All right. Which of these Eagles have not had their number retired? Reggie White, Tom Brookshire, Jaws, Ron Jaworski, or Brian Dawkins?
I'm going to have to guess it's the second guy. I forget his name now.
Brookshire?
I'm going to have to guess Brookshire.
All right, that is incorrect. Believe it or not, it's Jaws.
I know. I couldn't believe this.
Pretty crazy, eh?
That is crazy.
Especially since he's very well known. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a great question. All right, Kenny, you're up.
Hit a lot of Dawkins. Dawkins.
Yeah? Yeah, tell them they don't know what they're talking
Okay,
about.
I got it.
Nice try, guys.
Which New England's Patriot owns the record for most receiving yards in team history with 10,352 yards? A. Rob Gronkowski, Wes Welker, Stanley Morgan, or Troy Brown?
I'm going to guess Troy Brown.
It's Stanley Morgan. Couldn't believe that one either.
I actually
Stanley
knew it was
Morgan.
Stanley Morgan.
Did ya?
You should have asked me that
Yeah.
one. I would have had that. Yeah.
man, sorry.
Wow.
This is about the other team, all right? You guys don't know much about your other teams yet. Let's see what's
Do you
going
have
on
any
here.
questions from the 2018 era?
These are, yeah, exactly. Do we have any Carson Wentz questions? Which quarterback tore his ACL this year?
Thanks for bringing up painful memories.
Let's go back in time.
Hey, it's more painful me thinking about the Browns passing.
Kenny, you could
Yeah,
say,
so-
what team went 0-16 this year?
Hey, that's a level of perfection you two will never know.
All right, go ahead, Andy.
You guys have a chance. Though. All right, Christian. The Eagles wide receiver, this Eagles wide receiver has the most receiving yards in Eagles history with 8,978. Pete Retzlaff, Harold Carmichael, Mike Quick, definitely the best name of the bunch, or Deshaun Jackson.
That's another guess. I'm going to have to go with Carmichael.
Oh, it's
It is
quick.
Harold Carmichael.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Listen. For a guy that tries to
This sounds
stack
like it's
the deck
backfiring,
against the
guys. What do you
Patriots,
think?
I think Ray put this together thinking we were getting Tad LeBlanc,
All right.
and we didn't get
We
him.
No.
didn't realize we got a ringer.
Oh, my God.
I told you, I'm a fan of football in general.
Boy.
I don't just follow the Patriots, although that's the one I like the most.
All right, here we go. Jason Kenny, you got to get this one here now. This running back ranks second in rushing in Patriots history with 5,323 yards. Curtis Martin, Kevin Falk, Corey Dillon, or Jim Nance?
Give me the answers again.
Second in rushing yards for Patriots history. Curtis Martin, Kevin Falk, Corey Dillon, or Jim Nance?
I think Curtis Martin's number one, so I'll say Falk.
It's not Falk. It's Jim Nance.
Jim Nance.
Jim Nance. So
Wow.
the Patriots have won round two.
Round two.
By the way,
It's a good thing that the debate is worth extra.
Yeah, that's right. Debate's worth so much more points. Don't
Be
worry
like
about
that.
by the way, you're beating the people online too. So Christian, good job.
I try, man. Todd wasn't giving you just some scrub, I'll tell you.
No, this is a serious ringer here that's going on. Yeah.
All right, let's go to round three. Let me set up the debate. So this is the actual debate like last year, okay? So here's the focus. We're gonna be asking questions. Each person has a minute and a half to answer their question, and the opponent has a minute for a rebuttal based on that person's answer. Okay? We will be judging the answers by the facts that are given by the debaters, as well as the response of the crowd. Good luck with that here tonight, boys.
Yeah.
And the Facebook. We'll have to keep an eye on Facebook.
And
what's
just
going on.
overall charisma.
Overall charisma and charisma.
The winner of this debate Okay, there's some money on the line here. There's a bar tab here at Fox and the Hound for some Moose Light on tap. Okay,
Moosehead products.
Moosehead products.
So if you like Alpine,
and anything on
not
tap.
many do. But.
Okay. Now, for us judges, Christian, don't worry. Our job is to remain objective in this debate process.
I really feel that.
100%. We're gonna be.
100%.
No, I feel comfortable with this
Chris?
setup.
Ask
Ask Mike
Mike
Boucher.
Boucher.
He'll tell you.
Yeah, his comment said he felt it was fair.
Yeah, he felt it was fair. It was completely objective last year. Kenny, we are going to start with you. Nick, put 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. How will the Eagles stop Tom Brady in the Super Bowl?
Well, I don't think you stop Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I think it's about trying to contain what he's able to do. Looking back in the history of Brady in Super Bowls, obviously the Giants beat him twice, and it was a lot to do with the pressure. I think Eagles bring not only 4 guys, it's been talked about for the last 2 weeks, but they've got 8, 9 guys in rotation. So come the last 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, these guys are fresh. They've been that way all year. Now, despite that popular opinion, they will lean on Cox is going to play the whole game, guys, and they won't rotate him out, but they're going to have pressure up on the front. I think as well it's going to be understanding what they're going to try to do in the game. I think the thing with Jim Schwartz, which I know the Bills fans, you guys know him well, is that he will adjust to what Brady's trying to do in the first quarter, the second quarter, and see who they're targeting. Gronk is going to be a big guy. I don't think we're going to double team him, as people are suggesting. We haven't done that to any super players all year. They run a pretty good base defense based on having pressure on that front 4 and allowing the secondary and the middle linebackers to really play more of a zone and things like that. So, but I think what they'll do is really key in on what Brady is trying to do to them and adjust on the fly as the game goes along.
Good answer.
Good
answer.
Yeah.
I was going to ask the question if Gronk's even playing this game, but I got myself in enough problems with Gronk, so I'm going to stay away from that altogether.
He wouldn't miss this
If
game for
anybody
the
that
world.
follows me on Facebook knows I got chewed out for one of my posts, so I'm going to stay away from that. Christian, you've got 1 minute on the clock for any type of rebuttal to what Jason just said there. Nick, start the timer. Go ahead.
So the pressure thing is something that everybody's bringing up. And pressure is always a good idea on a quarterback, but we have to look at is that Tom Brady's pass rating is actually better when he's under pressure. It goes up something like 5-10 points. Wow. He's good at getting the ball out quick. He's got Danny Amendola that's going to be the do-it-all guy now that Edelman's not around. But now you also have to worry about the deep threat. And the Eagles right now, not historically, this season, are not great across the middle. Yeah. The middle, the 12, the 15-yard pass. So if you pressure Brady, you'd better have someone there because that's where they're going to put the ball. They're also going to try to take some of their fantastic Eagles linebackers. Eagles linebackers are really great this year. They're going to try to take them out of the game by forcing them to go to nickel and dime. So you're going to see a lot of that. But the pressure up the middle is something they'll adjust to. In my opinion, that's the first thing they're going to be ready for because the Eagles' front 4 is devastating. You saw it against the Vikings just in the NFC Championship. So it's not like they don't know what's coming. Brady's very good on the heat, so we'll see what happens.
Nick just showed us you went over a minute. We got to penalize you for that whole rebuttal.
Actually, I thought I saw 55 seconds.
That whole rebuttal we have to get rid of. As a judge, I'm going to ask the jury to waive that from your. We're not going to count that because he went over the time limit. All right, time limits are important.
Oh yeah, no, this is going real well for me.
There's certain rules you have to follow, and I know you Patriots fans don't like rules, but. We got rules in place.
He wrote that joke 3 months ago, and he was just waiting.
Holding on to that one, aren't you?
Hey, wait, just in between rounds, mind if I just...
Yeah, give us some feedback.
So Fuji said, drop the mic, because you killed it. Fuji's a long-time New England fan, so
he is doing much better than Fuji. Let's be honest, he's doing much better than Fuji.
And a rebuttal?
No.
And listen, and Mark...
Voice of reason.
Mark Legier is out there saying the speed's going to be too fast and Cox is going to burn out. So he thinks that the pressure up the middle is gonna dwindle fast.
The difference is we bring pressure with 4. We're not blitzing.
So I know we're all going to rule on this, but I got a few comments. Number one, I agree you're not going to double team Gronk. Probably a well-placed hit in the head will do it.
Worked in the past.
Yeah, it'll always work. No,
Andy, cut that.
I'm sorry. And again, I'm not the Bills anti-Patriots fan. I don't love the Patriots by any stretch, but I'm siding with Jason on this one, and here's why. Because you to a T, you explained how you stopped Tom Brady, but you're right, there is no stopping Tom Brady. Your rebuttal was basically because Tom Brady, and that's too easy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But that being said, there is no other answer for you. So, but to a T, you explain how you stop Tom Brady. You rush with 4 and you get there, and your corners cover man, and you do what you can with Gronk, right? And you're not going to double team him. You're going to, I get it. You had the answer, and unfortunately, it doesn't always work. But the only recipe that ever does eventually stop Brady was that one. Yeah. And again, your answer, which very well thought out, and you know your stuff. But at the end of the day, I can summarize it as because Tom Brady.
Christian,
so I'm siding with Jason.
I think what Andy's trying to tell you is that's how you debate. That's how you debate.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen,
sorry.
I thought good points on both sides, but surprisingly, I am going to lean to more of the New England on this side. I really like the points of how where they're vulnerable down the middle. So if you start bringing the heat in different ways, that you got to have somebody that's covering that in the middle. So I'm going New England on this one.
So I'm the final judge.
You got
here,
the
then.
tie break.
I'm the final judge.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out this way because we did not talk about how to handle a tie at all.
Being a football official, I'm all about rules. You guys know I'm all about rules, and rules have got to be followed. And Christian, you broke it.
Yeah,
this
okay.
is,
You knew it.
This is hashtag.
Clockgate.
Clockgate. There you go. Clockgate. I'll give you a 10th of a point for that one. So these guys are all evened up again. All evened up. Here we go, Christian. You're on the clock though now. What will the Patriots defense? Will the Patriots defense be able to contain a J.I. and Blount's rushing attack?
By the way, he doesn't know how to say many names, right? So just let that slide.
A J.I. There you go. Put a minute 30 on the clock. Start them up.
Let's make sure they're actually starting. It hasn't been running this whole time.
Yeah, minute and 30. Here,
Minute and a half. Let's go.
Yeah, I got it for you.
All right.
You go ahead.
I'm just going to start with this. So LeGarrette Blount is an up-the-middle guy. Obviously, he was a Patriot.
Yeah.
We loved him for it. But he has not been historically good against teams that are good in the middle, which New England's line has been very good this season up the middle. We've stopped a lot of solid rushers. This season, Le'Veon Bell, had a decent game, but it wasn't great. And he's an outside guy, which is where I'm more afraid of Ajayi. Ajayi is more the problem than Blount. Yeah. So I think just by making sure that you have a linebacker who's quick on his feet, Kyle Van Noy would be good. Roberts, if you can get Roberts' head in the game, just to follow like Ajayi. Your job is Ajayi. That's who you worry about. We'll let the linemen take care of Blount up the middle.
Okay, awesome. You did a great job there. You
Stay
got
within
that
time.
You got it within time. I have to say.
Within time. You have a ton of time left. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, just that I like.
Oh, you're overtime. You're overtime. Sorry.
21 seconds.
We were giving him a minute and a half. And
I had to keep it short. I didn't know when the timer started.
We need the jury again to waive all that. It just didn't take place. You went overtime. All right.
We're going to start showing the timer to the camera.
And we actually have a timer. We chose not to put it out.
Yeah.
But,
Weird choice there, yeah.
Because you'd exploit it somehow.
Jason Kenny, would you like to rebuttal that?
I would.
All right, we got a rebuttal. Set the timer. 2 minutes. Go ahead, Kenny.
So Christian,
Two minutes.
Oh, sorry. 1 minute.
Oh,
1
okay.
minute, sorry.
He's getting my leftover time from the past 2 questions.
So I am going to rebuttal. I'm a little surprised by your response about Blount being an up-the-middle guy. You should know that he does bounce outside, and he's sneaky like that. And he had a lot of runs this year. If you go back and look at the games and things like that, he's an absolute power back, big guy, 250, and he's going in short yardage situations, but he's bounced a lot of runs outside. So they are going to have to be aware of that. And the only other point is it's not so much stopping the two of them, but there's a third guy, and he's a rookie, Corey Clement, and it is a three-headed monster. So I know there's been a lot of focus on what the Patriots are going to do to, they should focus on that. And the reality of it is that you got three. It's like saying we have to stop Tom Brady. We're not going to stop him. We're going to contain him. With the three-headed attack that they have, with 3 totally different types of backs, you're not going to be able to stop them all.
All right. No, hold on. Let him go. He was right in the middle of a sentence here.
Sure, yep.
Go ahead.
No,
This is going perfectly. No, this is what I expected.
You can't cut a guy off mid-sentence. Come on. That's rude. That's rude.
I think we got the gist.
We're going to get our rushing yards. You're not going to.
Yeah, we got the
stop.
gist.
We're going overtime. Okay.
All right, Andy, what are your thoughts on that round?
Man, Christian, you had it, and dropped the mic. You know, you were like 20 seconds or it was 30 seconds or so, but
Can't trust the timer.
I thought you were there. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You should have saw that coming.
I just wanted to make sure there was a little like a buffer zone. So
I'm trying not to side against the Patriots and make it look blatant obvious it's not. But Jason, I got to go with you there.
When I'm right, I'm right.
That was really like bringing up the fact that Blunt's not just an inside guy, and I don't think you really meant it. But you know,
that's his bread and butter. He has gone outside.
It is, but you know, like he jumped all over that, and I thought your rebuttal was really good, and you got your entire point across despite me interrupting you. So I'm siding with Jason on this one.
All right,
Again.
Chris, I'm going to go and then you can judge, okay?
All right, good.
So on that round, you know what? The one thing that you said, Jason, was outside. Because when you go back to the Jaguars game, and we talked about this in our last show. Jaguars. When we talked about this on our last show, when they bounced the ball outside the tackles, the Patriots had a really tough time covering that run game. In the second quarter, when they came out and ran the ball between the guards, the Patriots shut it down every time. So I think the fact that you stated how important it is to get that ball outside with whether it's Blount or whether it's the rookie, that was a great talk there because he's very explosive. I thought it was really good. Christian, I thought you were doing really great until you kind of dropped the mic, like Andy said, and kind of killed yourself midway through. I don't know. I'm torn here. I'm really torn.
Just running out of options. Got to figure something out.
I'd like to flip a coin, but I don't have one, so I'm going to do it mentally. Philadelphia. Sorry. Kenny
no one saw that coming. Not a single person.
Go ahead, Chris. Your thoughts. If this is all on you, it's your decision here.
Of who? Well, I actually asked the group out here to
all right,
see.
What's the group say?
Well, I've had some backs and forths, but basically there's much more New England fans online, so we are going with winner here, Christian, on this.
How many more debate points do we have?
We've got two more debate.
Two more?
Yeah.
So it's now tied up then because we were overruled by the chat.
Okay.
And that's fair enough.
Overruled.
We got surprise.
Fair enough.
Fuji's not liking this. He got railroaded last year.
See what happens? Instant replay always goes the Pat's way.
Oh, yeah.
Instant
There we
replay
go.
always
Yeah,
goes the
let's
Pat's
tack
way.
that in.
All right, here we
They
go.
had time to look it over.
Told you, Chris, we
listen.
need less of it.
Jason, Kenny, we are going to you now. Okay, this is where it gets right down to the meat, and we're getting right to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. Tell me why the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Nick, minute and a half. Put it on the clock. Let's go.
You didn't want to give him 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Easy answer.
All right, 3 minutes.
Give or take a minute and a half. Go ahead.
He just took 5 seconds.
I got it right
Kenny's time.
All right, go ahead, Kenny. You're up.
Hey, you're wasting time. Let's go.
The easy answer is because no one expects us to, right? So I don't think there's a lot of pressure on this team. We've been overcoming obstacles all year. We've had major injuries. Everyone knows the Wentz injury was devastating, but we lost Darren Sproles. We lost Peters, the guard. We lost Marigos. He's a special teams player. Injury after injury after injury, and we kept winning, especially after the Wentz. Everyone said, okay, we're done. No one picked us to beat Atlanta. No one picked us to beat Minnesota, and we did. There's something special about this team. The old cliche of defenses win championships. We're going against the greatest quarterback of all time. We're going against arguably greatest coach of all time. And I think they became that because of what they did in Super Bowls. And I think this is the year where Doug Peterson proves to be one of the best coaches. He's an up-and-coming coach, strategy-wise, and it's our time. We're going to do it this year, and it's based on the resiliency of this team and an attitude that this is our time, and we're going to win.
All right, there you go. You've heard it. Philadelphia is going to win the Super Bowl by Jason Kenny.
That was pretty good. A couple of things here, just so you don't have to say. I don't think it is arguable that he's the best coach of all time. So we're gonna say that. You can say what you need.
I have Lombardi in the back of my head.
Yeah, and another useless fact that you don't care at all is Peterson was the quarterback of the Browns for a massive whooping of the New England Patriots. They beat them 50-20 something, and Peterson
a couple years
was
ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Well, the last time we played,
Yeah.
Pats and Eagles won.
Yeah.
In Foxborough.
Yeah. So anyway, but that being said, rebuttal. And
dude.
here, I'm putting you
Now,
in charge
well,
of your 1 minute.
Hang on 1 second here, Chris. I'm going to give you an option. You can take a rebuttal now, or I'm going to ask you the exact same question. You can just answer it in your question. How would you like to tackle this?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I can rebut. I can make something new up. Let's go with the rebuttal.
All right, do the rebuttal because it gives you extra time. Here you go.
Right. So the biggest thing, I guess, is the experience. The Patriots have the experience in the Super Bowl, obviously. Tom's been 8 Super Bowls of the 16 years he was a starter, if you don't count the year he was hurt. He's got the experience. Belichick has been to, I think it's 9 Super Bowls. This will be 10 in his entire career. They've got a lot going for them. The Eagles are a good team, I'm not going to lie. This is one of the first Super Bowls where it's literally been the 2 best teams from either conference. I can't believe that they were not favored to win the other games. It makes no sense to me. They're really riding the underdog momentum. But is the stage going to be too big for them? Is this the team that's going to really bring it together? They have a weakness against the no huddle. They have a weakness across the middle. And their corners are, you get Darby up there. Darby's a young fella. He's from the Bills, I believe.
From the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. And I think there's going to be a lot of exploitable situations there. And no one's better at making adjustments at halftime than Belichick and Belichick's coaching staff. So the Patriots have a real shot with their adjustment game. And I'm going to stop right now.
All right, that's pretty good. He got that in there. I liked everything except for the fact he rubbed the fact that Darby wasn't on our team anymore. I mean, that was a real rub in our face.
I thought he was earning points there.
That'd be like me talking about the fact that Garoppolo was traded for a second-round pick. So, anyways.
For 8 games for a second-round pick.
You know what?
Who else is working out real good is Stephon Gilmore. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to talk about Gilmore.
Should have let him vote first and then done that.
You know what? Andy, we're going to reserve our votes right now because we're going to let Christian go ahead with his, and then at the end of their rebuttal, we'll judge the last 2 questions altogether. How's that sound?
All right.
Because this will be, based on what takes place here, this will be for the debate championship.
Okay.
I thought you'd have to get points here for him to win. I think he needs to get a vote now to get to the last one. No.
Well, we have an uneven, so this is going to be for all of it. What's the chat room saying right now? Nice Gilmore dig there. That was good.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I like that one. Yeah.
I don't like it. Todd never would have thought of that.
I don't like it.
No.
I just remember that Superman pass there that he blocked last week, and he did it against the Patriots, so I'll give you the credit for that. I wasn't a fan of Stephon Gilmore at the beginning of the season, but he's really...
I'll tell you where I'm leaning right now because those are really solid points you're giving.
Yeah.
And this will be the first time I've actually voted 3 times for the Pats, so
you're
really making it hard for
It's
me.
good. I feel good about that. At least there's somebody that's voting for me.
I'm glad I knew you, Chris.
Kenny, hey, I even wore the Philly hat and everything. I was really trying, but look, you're making solid points of really they do make such solid adjustments at halftime. I think Philly has come as far as they possibly can. You got to play flawless football. And I think that you got to play flawless football to beat the Pats, and plus now you have your backup quarterback going against them.
I think you have to play a flawless 4th quarter against the Pats.
All 4 quarters against the Pats.
I'll say
all
this.
4.
I'll say this before we get to the final part. Is Jason? I'm heartbroken for you that Carson Wentz is not playing in this game.
Oh, I know.
Carson Wentz. I was heartbroken when the Browns traded that pick. If I could pick any quarterback in the entire NFL right now to come to the Browns and lead us into the future, it's Carson Wentz.
He's the real deal.
I'm heartbroken that I have to watch another Patriots Super Bowl without Carson Wentz playing and Nick Foles. Now Nick Foles, he's pretty cool. He's got some things going for him. He kind of looks like that Napoleon Dynamite kid.
Wait, was that a Gruden? You just gave a Gruden.
Oh, sorry, I must have.
You did.
You
just gave a Gruden.
But anyway, I wish we were seeing Carson Wentz, and that's a bummer. But anyway,
all right, hold on. We got a comment.
One strong point from the board. Remember, the Dolphins beat the Pats, so anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Imagine if
All
Jay
right.
Cutler was your quarterback instead of.
Here we go.
I'm good.
Thanks, Donnie.
The last debate question for the night, unless we have a rebuttal, and that is, Christian, tell me why the New England Patriots will beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I think it all comes down to your head coach and your quarterback. And Nick Foles...
Hold on a second. Put a minute and a half
I'm
on
sorry.
the clock. Minute and a half on the clock.
You're good. Go ahead.
Start it up. Go ahead.
So I think it does all come down to the head coach and your quarterback. And if I had to have a backup quarterback, Nick Foles is not a bad option. He's played great the past couple of weeks. And believe it or not, I actually feel bad for Carson Wentz too. It would have been, Eagles and Vikings. I was happy with either one of them going to the Super Bowl. They're both teams I'd like to see play. And Carson Wentz getting in there would have been a great thing for him because I think he's a good fella. I've watched a lot of their games this year, more than I normally do the NFC, because I like the way he was lighting it up. I mean, I like the Philadelphia team. At no point am I saying Philadelphia is trash, but I think that it's really going to come down to Tom and Bill and doing what they do versus a defense that's really, they're focused on their pressure, but they're going to do the same thing that the Falcons did. They're going to do the same thing the Jaguars did. They're going to come at them hard, and they're going to come at them hard, and they're going to get them hard, and they're going to wear down. And that's what happens. Tom picks them apart from that point. Belichick makes the in-game adjustments. Patricia makes his defensive adjustments. That's where it's going to be. And that's always where the Patriots win and lose their games is always going to be in the adjustments. And when they don't make good adjustments, which does happen, that's when they lose. It's never going to be one play. It's never going to be a formation. It's never going to be a bad throw. It's going to be, did they make the appropriate adjustments for the team they're playing? They don't make that mistake in the Super Bowl very often. The Giants had an amazing play by Mario Manningham, and then a ridiculous helmet catch. Like, how often is that going to happen? Those games were close. Yeah. So we'll see what happens when it comes down to it. But I think it's all going to come down to Tom and Bill.
Awesome. All right, there you go. There you heard it.
That Edelman catch last year is pretty ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I was glad to have one. Like, it's nice. Finally. And then when Curse caught his, and then the Seahawks, I'm like, seriously? Like, how does this happen every time?
Crazy.
So yeah,
Jason,
we were due.
Jason Kenny, do you want to make a rebuttal against that statement?
So just some final points. So
you didn't answer me. You're saying yes?
Yes, clearly.
I thought by starting to talk was my answer.
All right, here we go. Jason Kenny with a rebuttal. Go ahead.
Look, again, it goes. I said it before. Greatest quarterback, arguably. Greatest coach, things like that. I think you're going to have your hands full on the offensive side. I think this game is going to come down to turnovers. I think that. The mystique of the Patriots, and the coaching and the in-game adjustments and Brady in the last quarter and last 5 minutes and last 2 minutes of things, all those things are real. But it's gonna come down to if the Eagles are gonna be able to maintain, and you're saying you're wearing them down. It's been this way all year, and guys were losing. Again, I go back to injuries. We lost Hicks, our middle linebacker. Next man up. And the Patriots had that philosophy the same way, and it's been with us. I think this is going to be the toughest Super Bowl the Patriots have ever played in. And I think that it could be even a shootout. And everyone's saying, no, Nick Foles. We put up 30 points on the Vikings. I'm out of time.
Number one.
No, keep going. I like this thought. Keep going.
No, but
we'll allow it.
It's going to...
You're overruled.
It's over, guys.
You're overruled.
No, it's good.
Didn't even bother to protest.
That's it.
Overruled. Go ahead.
I'm done. That was my last point. It's going to be...
No, but you were saying it could be what? A shootout?
I lost. It could be a shootout because, they give the whole thing with the Patriots defense this year has been bend, don't break.
Yeah.
They give up a lot of yards, but we've proven to be one of the best red zone offenses in the league, and you will break.
Okay. Whoa!
Whoa!
He's not wrong. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
Is
this a re-rebuttal? Re-rebuttal?
This is why we play.
Boy.
I'm just saying. He does make that good point. I'm really looking forward to.
I think someone just broke the rules.
Again?
Apparently, everything I do breaks the rule. Complimenting your opponent.
This is just like Mike Boucher from last year.
I hope you're right that this is their toughest Super Bowl ever. Because if you look at their Super Bowls, like none of them have been close. They've required almost miracles. I mean, if this is the toughest one ever, like I can't wait to see what has to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Gronk's gonna throw a touchdown or something on
a
field goal fake.
This is where it comes down to us judges. And Nick, I'm going to throw you into the judging here, even though you're sitting down at Sound and Audio.
Huh?
I'm going to bring what? Is the Buffalo Sabres playing? All right, so we've got to have some. Chris, first of all, what's the Facebook world saying?
Well, Fuge had
the Patriots Facebook. Is that?
I think
Mike Foucher's saying they win by 20 or more, and he's just doing the whole Patriots, Brady, Giselle.
All right,
wait,
let's ask.
No, he's not.
That's just unrealistic. I think, but I would love it.
Mike Foucher has the quote of the night. We don't have Edelman, we don't have Hightower, and we're not whining. Stop crying about Wentz.
Savage.
I think I was the one crying out.
Savage.
Can you let the 0-16 guy cry about Carson Wentz?
1-31.
No crying.
All right, let's get a quick response. There's, from the people that are in here, are we going Patriots in this debate, or are we going Eagles? Patriots? Let me hear it.
Anybody?
Yeah, we got
And how about Eagles? How about Eagles? How many Eagles fans? Oh, we got a few Eagles,
See,
man.
we're splitting along fan lines and not quality.
Now online, there's been way more New England.
We don't care about online.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah. What a shocker.
let's work this out now. All right, as brothers and Andy, let's sort this out. Who's won this debate tonight? Andy, give me your thoughts real quick.
Nobody's won. I thought they both hit on every possible thing that they could have. This has been a tremendous success. And I'm torn. There's no winner here. The prize that we have available was originally designed for a bigger team. There's only 2 of them up there. I want to cut it down the middle. I can't pick a winner here. This was great.
Wow.
This was great. They hit on every possible point they could have.
Okay, that's great. All right, Nick, go ahead.
Well, being a die-hard Bills fan, I'm sorry I can never go for the Patriots. So
Not really the point of what we're doing, but okay.
I know.
Nick doesn't have
That's
great
our
input.
sound guy.
Philadelphia.
That's usually how things go. We finish a football
Nick-
show. We ask him for his final thoughts. He talks about some bass he caught.
Yeah.
Love your buffalo sauce.
Thank
We always
Nick
ask
votes with
for
us.
Oh, that's another reason why I'm picking you. Thank you.
Any final thoughts, Nick? Eichel, goal, yeah.
Chris, give me your thoughts. What do you think here?
This is a tough one, guys. I really, really have to do some soul searching after this one.
Uh-oh.
Do you need some time for that?
No,
You want me
like
to
it's
set a
like
timer?
I hate that. You know, I wore the hat for you, Kenny, but I just thought there was much more points, and I agree with online. There are much more people saying like it's close. Not it was a blowout, but they're going for New England, and I got to give it to you, Christian. You got this one.
Appreciate it. Got to get someone on my side. It's nice.
Is it down to me again?
I guess so.
Kind of regretting the Gilmore dig.
That's beautiful.
Andy went right down the middle.
I was just about to say, boy, I loved your Gilmore comment.
I
It was
did.
funny. You got to
I
give props
did
for that.
vote, so watch.
I tell you what, I thought you guys both did a great job. Year 2 of having this debate has been a huge success. Year 1 was a lot of fun. You guys definitely came prepared. You definitely knew your stuff coming into tonight. It wasn't all just about Tom Brady like last year. But I really enjoyed this. Now I got to make a decision.
Yeah.
I feel like Simon from back in the day on American Idol.
Yeah, you need a tight white T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
You need some time to go.
Yeah. Put it in the dryer.
This is tough.
Go put it in the
Listen.
dryer.
No, listen, this is tough, and I get bashed all the time, especially recently with my Gronk comment about the fact I'm biased. And what was the word again? I'm biased.
There was a lot of words that we're not
There
going
was
to say because
yeah.
my mom's watching.
Yeah, is she watching?
Yeah.
But I think it was I'm biased. I am a Patriots hater. That was the other one. I'm a Patriots hater.
Yeah.
And there was a third one. I'm trying to think of what it was. Anyways, as I think back on all those comments and think, am I really that person?
Yes.
You're
The audience-
damn right I am.
Yeah, the audience
I'm
is
going
saying yes.
Eagles. I'm going Eagles.
Today in news that surprises no one.
So, Jason Kenny, we're going to award you with the championship of the second annual debate. But don't worry, Christian. Guess what I'm going to do for you? First of all, I'm going to give you guys both some First Down Sports hats here. All right. And number two is
Everything's okay.
we had a $100 gift certificate for the winner of this debate. Because you guys brought it tonight, because you guys both did such a great job, I'm going to split that tonight. We're going to go $90 to Kenny, $10. No, I'm kidding. $50 to both you guys.
There we go.
Up
See?
at the bar.
This was my vote.
Whether it's tonight or another night, it's Moosehead Products on tap. You both got a $50 gift certificate. Thanks for coming. Guys, this has been fantastic. Before we get out of here, Chris, any final thoughts? What's the final thoughts in the chat room there?
It paused on me, so I'll go by memory on some of the comments. But most of them are saying that the Pats most likely have this game. But great points that they're saying over Kenny. I think it's really gonna come down to the mistake. They got to play mistake-free football. They can't cough it up, and if they do, then it'll be a lot closer. But in the end, they got to go with the experience. That's been the consensus of the group.
Awesome. Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was awesome, guys. I haven't seen Todd LeBlanc in years, and I was looking forward to it. But I think for the better of the show, like we were dealt the better hand.
Oh, there's no question.
Sorry, Ted.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ted.
So, but I'll see you next time. Hopefully, I'll see you at our Super Bowl show, Todd. Maybe you'll be done
Say it
moving.
right. He won't
by
come if
then,
you don't say his
know?
name right.
Yeah, Tad.
Still
sorry about
packing.
that. No, that was awesome. Yeah, I think we'll be making our picks during the Super Bowl show, obviously, but I think it really comes down to like Nick Foles has to be able to drive the field and score, and control and your coach and Nick Foles together have to make sure that there is no clock left for Brady, and that's how you win this Super Bowl. And if the Patriots have the ball last, which is what they game plan to do, they're going to win again.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, before I give my final thoughts, again, let's give a shout-out to our sponsors. Again, doesn't matter what night of the week, but for Super Bowl, make sure you all go out and get yourself some Moose Light. This stuff is scary good.
Yeah.
And if you're a sports organization, a school team, you need hats, shirts, jackets, or whatever the case may be, go see our buddies at Doyle's Corporate Image.
Those rule.
Doyle's rule.
And lastly, if your kitchen sucks,
Quit your bitching. Fix your kitchen.
there you go.
Go get
Done
some
right
done
sauce.
right sauce.
Done right sauce. Before we get out of here, I want to thank Curtis, the Cutman Strickland, and the folks here at Fox and the Hound for hosting us.
And to make it out. And to make it out.
And to make it out for the table that we have, the couple tables right here. I said tables. I want to thank you guys for coming. Too bad for the weather. Make sure you come to our Super Bowl show. We've got a better special at the Super Bowl than we do here. Pitchers will be $10. Nachos $10. We'll be live at 4:30 on Super Bowl. It's been a great year talking about the NFL with our Facebook fans as well as everybody that listens to our podcast. And I just want to say I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and listening to us every week and watching us on Facebook. Have a great week. Enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody.
Boom.
Boom.